Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from YourBlackWorld.com, and many of you know that I have always been deeply concerned with some of the violence that is occurring all throughout the country, particularly in Chicago and surrounding areas. This week, on March 30th, Minister Louis Farrakhan and I are going to gather in Chicago for a summit on what we call wealth, education, family, and community, a new paradigm for Black America. And part of what we want to discuss is this violence epidemic, and I've seen it up close. My best friend was killed in front of his daughter years ago, and I've seen it with some other people in my own family. And so this week when we gather at the Sweet Holy Spirit Church, which is at 8621 South Chicago Avenue, 5 p.m., we're going to talk about some of this. We're also going to talk about constructive ways to build our families and to build our communities and to kind of deal with some of the issues that we're facing, and to allow us to really see the human side of this. I wanted to share a conversation I had with a wonderful lady by the name of Miss Lana Finley-Williams. And Miss Williams lost her son last year, and she doesn't feel that the police have done a very good job of helping to solve the crime, and she reached out to us. And I thought the best way to allow her son's memory to be respected is to let her tell the story. So I have Miss Finley-Williams on the phone. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good. And first I want to say I am so sorry to hear about your son.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry about that. And I would like to know, what was your son's name?
His name was Mark Benjamin Allen Finley. He was 22 years old. He was also going to college, actually, Triton College, junior college. He was enrolled in college then. He just passed his classes 2 days before he was murdered. He has a 4-year-old daughter. She's 5 now, his only child. And I want to discuss this is because I have reached out to the Middle Police Department, surrounding authorities, especially like, clergymen, township, and I had no response. My concern is when you're dealing with the police department and they tell you that, oh, well, we know who killed your son, but there's no eyewitness, it stirs up a little something to me, because now I'm figuring how many other parents are going to be in my shoes. Who is this person going to go out and kill again? So I'm bringing the awareness, not only in Chicago, but surrounding suburban areas, because homicide has been going up. Count is at 806, I believe. It could be more. I don't want to, misquote myself. But this affects all of us. It affects everyone. And I'm trying to dispel this code of silence in the snitch code, no snitching, because this is my ideal on that. If you are partaking into something and someone pulls your card and you decide to tell on that person, I don't consider that snitching. When you're doing something that's righteous and you see something that's wrong and you speak on that, you're doing a righteous act. And I'm just encouraging everyone in Chicago, everyone in the suburbs, if you see something, say something. We're losing too many of our children. Too many mothers are planning funerals. Too many students are not finishing school because this violence is going, it's going on and on. The epidemic is getting very worse. And, our kids' blood cries out from the ground. They want it to stop, and we have to be that voice. We have to stand up and keep going. And this is not for us. It's for everybody. It's for, our neighbors. It's for kids. It's kids that we've seen grow up and who are trying to make something out of their life. This is an epidemic that we're going to have to really stop, take a look, and say, this is enough. This is enough. And I'm just kind of concerned because the police force, it kind of brings a damper on that because, like I said, so many cases are going unsolved. They have information, and I don't know what it is that they're not working on that, because I feel if it's something that's in that you have a reasonable to say that I have a possible suspect and there's no eyewitness, go ahead and pursue it, go a little further, That's the only reason why I, reached out to so many people, because so many people in Chicago and suburban areas are going through the same thing. And, You know, I give the Chicago Police Department a lot of respect because they are bringing people in, they're coming in, they are making the arrests, but this is a community effort. We can't just rely on the police. We can't rely on Washington. We can't rely on anyone but ourselves to save ourselves. And I believe that the more this message gets out, the parents are going to be more involved. The children are going to be more involved. The communities are going to grow, and they're going to grow, and they're going to get stronger, and it's going to be built because of one person taking a stand and say, come on, guys, we have to do this for ourselves.
Well, I certainly agree with you. You know, that self-sufficiency piece is something that I strongly believe in. I also have a serious problem with the whole idea of the whole stop snitching concept in general.
Exactly.
They get misinterpreted. You see little children being killed and nobody says anything because they don't want to snitch. So what you're saying is you care more about the gangster than you care about that little innocent child or whoever that was killed, and that's absolutely appalling. So are you telling me that the police have told you that we know who did it, and
yes, sir.
They said there's no witness? Are there people out there who have information that can lead to the arrest of the individuals who committed this crime?
From my understanding, there were people they had spoken with, and I last spoke with a detective that's working on my son's homicide. And what caught my attention is when we spoke on witnesses coming forth and going anonymously and just speaking to them anonymously, and the thing was they got the call. This was his exact words. Well, we have spoken to someone. They said, well, people came around their area, like we're going to come around your area. So how would the people that wants to give information know this unless there's a leak somewhere? I'm not saying that there's a conspiracy of things that's going on because it's just a simple fact that if the heat is on a certain police department, the media's on it, then, of course, they will work together to try to, get things done. But if it's not, the media's not involved and you don't have that force of this behind you that will shine a light on the police department or, the people who do know that will come forward, then, of course, it gets back on the back burner. Again, we're just sitting there, we're waiting to get that phone call that one day we had of an arrest, and there's a lot of things that us parents live by. We're waiting on that call one day that an arrest has been made. And I think that takes more out of us daily than just the actual, our children not being alive here with us. That takes more out of us just to wait for the call that an arrest has been made.
So, Ms. Finley-Williams, let me ask you this. When you talked to the police, was it the Chicago police or was it the Maywood police?
It was the Maywood Police Department. Yes, the Maywood Police Department. I had kind of went a little further, and I had went to the state's attorney's office. This is a month after my son's death, and their exact words to me is, well, let the police handle this. I can't get involved, and we need witnesses. And my thing is, okay, well, Chicago police, they go out. They say, well, we can't do like Chicago because Cook County is a big district and we're a big county, so you're not going to get the same effects if you were on 48 hours. You're not going to get the same effects if you're living in upper suburban area. So that made me, okay, that just distinguished that, okay, we're not of value. That you're making me feel like we're not of value here. So I kind of did my own research, and I kept trying to do my own research and reaching out, and the more I dug, that gave me strength, because a lot of us who are in our early stages of mourning, my son's 1-year anniversary that will be May 19th. I haven't mourned yet because there's so much in me that I have to do to go on, not just for him, but everyone in the human race who's lost a child. This is not just a black thing. It's not a Hispanic thing. It's not a white thing. It's not a Sandy Hook thing. This is a human issue here. We are losing lives by the day, and we have to be concerned. And I just respectfully want to point out again that this makes a big issue as well. There was a young lady, I won't mention her name on respect for her family, but she was an eyewitness to, I believe it was a murder, and she was shot down at least 20 times on Chicago's west side. And that sends a strong message to those who doesn't want to speak because of her story. And I feel for her because her blood cries out, and I have to be an advocate, not just for my son, but for her, for for the Hadia Pendletons and for everyone who's trying to do something with their life and in areas, okay, we have the freedom to walk where we want to. Our kids should have the freedom to go where they want to go. We have the freedom to live in peace, and once that is being trampled over, then of course it's going to be mayhem everywhere you go. You're in fear. I don't want people to live in fear, and this is my mission now, is just to be that voice for those who can't speak anymore, to say, come on, guys, enough is enough. Let's save our children. Let's save ourselves.
Well, I agree with you. I think saving ourselves is very important. I also know, I know firsthand what you're talking about. When my best friend Greg Wilkins was murdered in his house through mistaken identity, it was right in front of his daughter. I remember that his family had gone to the police, and the police said, we know who did it, but no arrest was ever made. And so for years, his family has known who killed their son, but they didn't get any justice. And a lot of it was this very same thing that you're talking about, this whole stop snitching, silliness. And I think that, I think that my thinking, if you will allow me to say this, is that we have to make sure your son did not die in vain. That energy that you have, and I can hear it through your voice, that spirit that he left within you is something that can save the lives of other children. And so we will scream this from the rooftops. I will mention this when I come to Chicago next week, and I want all of us to really try to connect and internalize to what's going on here and understand that when we see these numbers and these children dying, these are our children, and these are real people, and these are real families being affected, and we can't walk away from it.
Absolutely.
So I want to say thank you so much, Ms. Finley-Williams, for sharing your story. I truly appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir, for letting me use this platform to be a voice, and I really appreciate you for having me to speak today on your show.
Well, the honor's all mine, and I didn't know your son, but I can tell you, I know I have a strong mother like your son did, and if he appreciates you as much as I appreciate my mama, then both of y'all are some appreciated and glorious women. So God bless you, and I truly wish you the best in finding justice. Thank you, Dr. Boyd. Have a good Sunday. Thank you so much, and thank you all for checking us out. You too, and thank you all for checking us out at yourblackworld.com. And until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. We are gone.